Hey guys, Doc. Welcome to the first bug out drill of 2025. Looks like a little camping trip, don't it? Pretty cute, huh? Anyways, I'm gonna go over some stuff here real fast. It's about 2100 hours. Trying to keep it quiet. Obviously, you see I'm exercising a little bit of light discipline here. I've got green light going. Trying to only light my area. I don't want people to know where I'm at. You can see it's a pretty thick wooded area. Got my sight set up in a way that if I have to make a quick egress, I can. Truck is facing north. I got a tree line behind me. Tree line to the west. So, quick spin around. That's the only way in is through this little opening right here. They're taller than my truck. I mean, unless you got a helicopter, you're not finding me. Walked all this grass down. Nice concealed area. Only reason why I'm not padding up too far is I don't want to give away any kind of details. But, yeah, so not exactly the Ritz-Carlton, but we're going to go over my little micro tent here. At its widest, I've got maybe 26, maybe 28 inches. The narrowest, your 24 inch. 6 feet, 3 feet high. Ain't a whole lot to it. You might have saw earlier today, I posted a picture during the daylight. It's just as tall as my rifle. Reason why I chose to do a drill, especially today, if all things, it's Memorial Day, or not Memorial Day, Independence Day. You gotta forgive me, I haven't slept much in the last few days. But, I digress. I thought it'd be pretty neat, have the fireworks in the background there. Make it sound like I'm in a war zone or an actual bug out situation. So, let's backtrack to this afternoon. I was challenged by somebody. How fast can I pack up and get the hell out of Dodge? So I grabbed my bug out kit. Obviously, you see I got my bivy kit. My bivy kit, which is separate from the bug out, that's, obviously a tent and a sleeping bag. And then I've got, a couple of Freedom Seed dispensers, if you will. Where exactly I'm at, it's not uncommon to see a black bear. Definitely not uncommon to see bobcat. And he showed me on his trail cam he's had a cougar out here. Anyways, loading up my firearms, my bivy, my bug out bag, and which contains, about 3 days worth of supplies. I was in the truck and rolling in less than 6 minutes. Now, the importance of these drills, okay, and I'm going to go over this right now, is you could have all the gear in the world and say, oh yeah, I'm a prepper, I'm ready to go for when the bombs drop, or, when the Russians come through, or the Chinese come through, or, hell, even the Mexicans, we'll say they get froggy and decide to push north. The cartels, how quickly can you get out of your home, your office, or whatever, and just disappear? Okay? Granted, if this is a real emergency, I wouldn't be shooting a YouTube video. But I was up and out in 6 minutes. I made it to my location. This location here is 30 minutes from where I live, which isn't very far. However, it's in a very wooded and rural environment. I'm far away from any major city like Detroit, Grand Rapids, Muskegon, to where if something big did happen, I wouldn't be immediately affected by any kind of fallout. You know, of course, I could be wrong. I'm only speculating. I don't know how big of munitions they're willing to use. But if, in my little mind, I'm far enough away from any concrete jungle that I don't have to worry about, you know, bad things happening to me right away. I'm over here hiding. And once things blow over, I can always go back home and see what's left of my home location. Had this been a real emergency, I would have the fur missiles with me. They're at home. I gave them plenty of food and water, so I'm only going to be gone overnight. They're safe. But if this was a real live emergency, you bet your sweet ass I'm bringing my cats with me. I don't care. They deserve every chance at life as any other person on this planet. And, you know, I'm not lying when I say I like my cats more than I do most people. My truck always has a minimum of a half a tank to a full tank at any time. That gives me about 500 to 530 miles range if I really have to run. And I always keep extra tucked away in there for fuel in case I do run myself low and something happens. I've got a few days worth of food and water. I got some bonus food and water because it is Independence Day, and even though on this side of where I'm at, you know, this is my little fallout location, if you will. One of my friends and a fellow YouTuber, Off Grid with Michigan Prepared, had invited me out here anyway for celebrate the 4th. You know, eat some hot dogs, some burgers, have some adult beverages, you know. Do the fun stuff, you know, because I don't get to do that very often. I work a lot now. That's why I haven't been on here. And I apologize. And I promise you to do better. But, yeah. If you don't know who he is, check out his channel. He's usually on top of things. He's actually doing a lot better than I am lately. He's been posting a lot more actively anyway. Yeah, I was going to prank you guys and do a video from inside the tent when the fireworks were really going and say that I was in southeast Ukraine, but I don't think that would have been very funny or fair to anybody. So keep prepping and goddamn it, practice. You know, just like when you were in grammar school, you know, you had a fire drill, you had your tornado drills. How quickly can you and your family get the hell out of your house? That's the challenge, you know. You could always say you're good at something until you're tested. So go ahead and test yourself. I plan on changing my my test schedule up a little bit. You know, I'm thinking either biannually or maybe even quarterly. That's not a bad idea, especially in a northern state like I'm living in. You know, you may have to bug out in the middle of winter. You have what it takes to fare out in the frozen wastes of the northern United States or Canada. What about the Southwest? Can you handle the heat? Now, can you get you out there? Say, for example, you have a handful of dogs or cats. What is your plan for those? Are you just going to cut them loose and run and hope that they do okay? Are you going to bring them with you? And have you made plans to bring them with you? Like, carriers, food, litter. Luckily for me, one of my cats is actually harness trained and has no problem pooping in the woods. Cool. The other one, not so much. But, you can't have everything you want. So, those are all things to take in consideration. Anyways, it's late as hell. I'm tired as shit. I got plans to shoot some more video hopefully this weekend. Yeah. I'll see you on the other side.